Today we talk some controversy in the action figure game as we unbox the 1 of 3,000 AEW Unmatched MJF figure, and we take a look at the differences between the regular edition and the TEMU edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW Unmatched unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got something special, as we got the AEW Unmatched 1 of 3,000 MJF, which we're going to unbox here today. And this video is a little interesting one. There's a lot of controversy going around. You know what Eric Bischoff says? Controversy creates cash. And I guess sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. But there's a lot of controversy about this 1 of 3,000 MJF. And as a whole, the AEW Jazzwares exclusives in the 1 of 5,000 and 1 of 3,000 packaging designs, all that kind of stuff. Now, of course, we talked about this on the channel, weekly purchases a week or so ago, depending when you're watching this. What is time at the end of the day? But I did pick up this 1 of 3,000 MJF from the site called TEMU. Now, super not familiar with this TEMU thing. Now, my wife has used this in the past, so she is the TEMU expert, and there's a lot of people using this TEMU website right now. I've heard from a lot of people that there's a lot of stuff, not just action figures, but you name it, everything else under the sun coming from TEMU, and TEMU does ship very fast. Now, this stuff is in China, I do believe, and I did get my MJF in about 1 week's time. I think it was 6 days, if you can believe that. That is a heck of a fast turnaround, and everything that my wife has bought has been pretty much the same thing, just a couple of days turnaround, which is absolutely wild from China. Now, there's a lot of controversy with this TEMU website. Anytime there's a site that things seem too good to be true, guess what? It usually is. But I'm here to tell you today, and we're going to compare these two. I got this MJF Chase Edition, 1 of 3,000, which was listed as a loose figure, did not come loose, and I got this for under $20. I want to say it was like $17 shipped. Others got this for $13, $14 shipped. So absolutely crazy when you think of the price of the chases. Usually let's call them around $100. To be able to get one of these for $13, $14 shipped is pretty unbelievable. And I'd say, is it too good to be true? Well, it's in my hand right here, and now a lot of people are saying it's a cheap knockoff. It's not real. Well, I can tell you right off the bat, it's real. I'm touching it. I'm holding it. It is definitely real, and I have compared these two together. I have looked back and forth between these two, comparing them, trying to find any difference I can, be it lettering, be it anything. There is absolutely no difference between these two here. There is zero difference between the two items. So to me, it's 100%. And this isn't my first rodeo. I've been around fake figures. I've been around bootleg figures. I've seen it all over my many decades of collecting action figures. I see zero difference between these two. So that leads you to believe a couple of different things. Now, this is just my opinion here. I don't know this to be true, but I have a feeling that there's a heck of a lot more of these than 1 of 3,000. Or we see all these people posting these online that they're getting from TEMU or the websites or GameStop or Walmart, Target when these were originally hitting the store shelves. Maybe there's way more than 3,000, or maybe there's only 3,000 and only really hardcore collectors are getting these. I'm not exactly sure. My gut tells me there is a heck of a lot more than 3,000, and I never really like stickers that say 1 of 5, 1 of 10, 1 of 3,000, because that always gives the out there as well. How do you know there's really 3,000? If this was listed as 297 of 3,000, and then Bob down the street has one with a sticker that says 297, we can get down to that math pretty quick. But nobody's ever going to have 3,001 of these together at one spot. So there's really no way to prove it. It's all up to trust is what it comes down to be. So my gut has said since the beginning, outside of probably Series 1, a lot of these exclusives, there's a heck of a lot more than we've seen. Look at most recently the Jamie Hayter, John Moxley. People finding full cases of just chases. Just absolutely wild stuff with that one here. So now I truly believe this to be real. I'm going to unbox it. I'll be able to tell packaging everything straight up. Maybe the figure will fall apart. Maybe it'll crumble in my hands. We're going to find out in this very unboxing here. But now the TEMU website is fairly new, I believe. I don't know, 6 months, year old at this point. Now, it's always concerning. A lot of people just love to scream, data theft, data theft. They're stealing your data. They're stealing your, mining your bank accounts, all that kind of stuff. Well, that very well could be true. I have no idea, and I'm going to talk about how you kind of skirt tail around that a little bit if you can. This is your own thing. You got to choose your own adventure. You got to do what you want to do with who you give your information to. But we all got to remember, if you have a cell phone, you're basically being tracked 24/7. I don't care what you do. If you could be talking to your wife about, hey, let's go to Applebee's, America's favorite neighbor. Let's go over there for dinner. All of a sudden, you're scrolling on Facebook or whatever. You get an Applebee's ad. That kind of stuff goes on all the time. And guess what? You think TEMU's stealing your credit card info? How many times have we seen grocery stores? Target had a huge hacking event years ago. Your data is out there. If you buy at Amazon, you buy at Target, you buy at the corner gas station. There's card readers in the gas tanks, or not the gas tanks, but the gas machine. So you put your card in there, it'll swipe your information. There's things like that that go on every single day. Yes, TEMU, I know there's a lot of articles about it. People are getting their stuff stolen apparently, but yeah, they are in a lot of other places as well. So your data is not as safe as we want it to believe in this day and age. That's why you got to have a good credit card. You got to have a good bank that backs you up. Will fix these kind of things. Yes, it's a hassle. We've probably all been there at one time or another in our life, but those things do get rectified. It just takes a little bit. It's always annoying, but I get it. Places like TEMU, places like AliExpress, things like that, I get it. There is places like that that maybe don't feel as safe as going down to your local grocery store or something. But we all take our lives in our hands. You want to be safe. You want to truly be safe. Don't have a computer. Don't have the internet. Don't use checks. Don't use credit cards. Don't use bank cards. Just use cash. Keep it simple. Do that. That's how you're going to be safe. But here is a pro tip there at the AliExpresses, the TEMUs, things like that. What you need to do is get a preloaded credit card. Get a American Express credit card at Target for $50, whatever the amount could be. Use that to pay for that. That is a good tip right there. You might be out the $50. Who knows what happens there? But as you can see, stuff showed up, so I did get the stuff. But also don't have to give your credit card information, things like that. You could go through PayPal. There's ways around doing things you could do. Nothing is 100% safe, as you know. So you take your own life into your hands when you're dealing with any retailer out there. That's just the way it's going to be. But if you're smart, you're paying attention to that stuff. You have credit monitoring. Everybody should have that in this day and age all the time. A lot of places, a lot of banks do give that for free. So you got to remember that kind of stuff. So end of the day, PSA, you take your life into your own hands. You choose your own adventure every single day. And I get it. People are always scared about overseas stuff and things like that. It makes sense. I get it. I know what you're saying. But this did work out for me. No issues, anything like that. So it is what it is. But now we're going to get down to business. We're going to get down to business on these figures here. Now, this is the TEMU one. We're going to call it the TEMU one. And the reason I know the difference is there's just a little bit of veining right here. Just a little bit of veining. I will say, coming from China, they put it in a box that was wrapped in like one of those NECA air mailers. And then they had a baggie over that wrap. So a lot of protection on this one. Better than a lot of companies and a lot of shippers do. There's no doubt about it. But a little bit of veinage on this one, so that's how I'll know the difference to unbox them. This is the one I got when these just came out way back in the day, a year ago. Once again, what is time? We'll figure it out. But let's dive in here and let's look at these two side by side. I'll put up some glamour shots, but there is no different. The sticker's the same, the tape placement's the same, the packaging is the same. Figure seems to be the same. We'll see how the quality feels outside of the package. You got the gold lettering on the side. I guess I should turn both sides at the same time. You got the number 15 down there, both in gold. You got the R's on the side of the package over here, all elite. Everything lines up. Character selection lines up. The coloring of the packaging is the identical same thing. There is no issues. There is no way I can see the difference between these two figures. They are absolutely identical. There's no way anybody would ever say, oh, this is a knockoff. This is a knockoff. It's just not going to happen. Now, it just leads me to believe, is there more than 3,000 of these? And that's why I don't know if I explained it well enough or even did it at all earlier. But what I do think happens is these production facilities in China, of course, is where these are made most of the time. I think they say, hey, 1 to 3,000, these are worth a heck of a lot. Let's run another batch of 1,000, and maybe we'll deal with these on the black market. I think that's what's going on, because let's be honest. I don't think they're making a fortune in these Chinese factories. Let's say they lose their job doing something like that. Well, guess what? There's probably a Mattel factory, a NECA factory, a shoe factory. There's a lot of factories you can jump around to if need be. So I think that's kind of how it goes. They take their life in their hand. They get some money. They get these for free. They get these for pennies. Sell them for $100, $50, $20. It is what it is. So it's a weird thing. It's just it's all over the world is what that goes on too. But we're going to get down to it. I'm going to double check. Probably a good idea. Always cut once, check twice. Isn't that what they say? But we're going to cut this MJF right here. I'm going to unbox this bad boy. I really don't feel bad about unboxing this because I already have one. And like I said, it was only under $20. So that's a good day at the office if you ask me. But let's see. Will he crumble apart? Will he fall apart out of the package here? There it is. See you later. Goodbye. We're going to get down to business. Get down to old monkey business. There it is. I might take that sticker off. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. But there it is, old MJF in the packaging. Definitely looking different from some of the other MJFs we've had in the past. Pop this hand out, maybe. There we go. He looks like he comes with 2 hands. Comes with a microphone, and you got to have that scarf with him, of course. And there it is. We're getting there slowly. Oh, he was wrapped in. That's why. Whoops. My bad. My bad, MJF. Uh-oh, we got the microphone stuck. There we go. So I don't feel any cheap plastic. This feels just like any other AEW figure I've ever had. See you later right there. Let's dive into this figure a little bit. We do get 2 hands here. Now, we do get 2 right hands out of the package, and I believe, is that going to be the case over here as well? Yes, it is. 2 right hands on this one. Both of them have the ring. Of course, MJF, we know all about his ring. We got a gripping hand. We got a fist of fury. We've seen it before. We got it in this one. Feels just like any other hand. AEW microphone. Feels just like all the microphones I've ever had from AEW. Got the AEW logos on it in black. We know all about those. Now we're going to dive into this MJF figure here. First feeling out of the package, just feels just like any other AEW figure I've ever had. Doesn't feel any different. I don't know. This is his scarf here. Feels just like the scarves we've seen in the past with MJF. Doesn't feel any different going on. Body feels the same. I think it plugs and plays the same. Yes, it does. So you can move the body around if you need to. A lot of that feels identical. I just don't feel any difference here with this one here. So the big difference is the trunks on this one. You get a little MJF down there. You got those lions in the front. You got a little the blue, red, and white attack going there. He does got a hat on just like a young Colt Cabana. What does that say? Proud and powerful. Of course, this is when he was feuding with Santana and Ortiz a little bit there. That's right. I forgot about that. This is a long time ago, going way back, but he does got a bandana here, like a young Colt Cabana going on. It is, of course, removable. MJF head, we've seen before. We know this head. All the articulation that's usual from the Jazzwares, bicep cut, arms go around, double jointed elbows, hands removable, back and forth, white wrist tape, back and forth at the hula hoop. You got the traditional waist, the big old splits if you need them, thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot cut, ankles, back forth, side to side. All the usual articulation we get with these Jazzwares figures. Do I have a stand? I might not have a stand at the ready. Oh, I'm taking my last stand is what I'm doing. Oh, I got some down here. I got a stack down here ready to go. You never know when you might need a Jazzwares stand. Not going to fit on a regular stand, but he fits on a Jazzwares stand. So the whole placement works out as well. Fits perfectly there. A quick unboxing of this one. Not a lot to talk about. Obviously, we've unboxed this figure in the past. Just a few different color variant differences. The packaging is the biggest thing on the differences here. But I see no difference on this figure. I don't see anything. I don't see a cheaper plastic being used. That's something we see in a lot of bootleg figures. The plastic being very thin and cheap. No problems with that. You got the tattoo on the side still. You got the extra hands, the scarf, the bandana. To me, this checks out 100%. You can argue all day long about the sketchiness of the website, but you can work your way around it, or you can pass. If you wouldn't want to take the risk, you could go to eBay and pick this up. Who knows? Probably between $60 and $100 if you really want to. But if you're looking for a cheap deal, I mean, it worked out for me, at least as of right now. And I'll keep you updated if my information gets stolen or something happens to me anytime soon. I will let you guys know if anything like that goes on. But I think I was smart enough the way we did this, and like I gave you some examples, get a little gift card things, do that kind of stuff. Not a bad idea across the board. And like I said, you want to be 100% safe, I'd say cash is probably the way to go. But for what this is, Can't complain about a chase for under $20, no doubt about it. So there it is, the MJF 1 of 3,000 TEMU exclusive. But let me know your thoughts on this one. Let me know what you think about this one. Are you going to pick this up? Did you pick this up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and the other YouTube channel as well. Don't forget about the Patreon channel, as that is the best way to support the channel and all the content it does bring at the end of the day. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and Instagram. So for the most controversial figure for September 2023, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.